Back here on HQ Spotlight, how about the Fighting Irish? Notre Dame extending that win streak to 7 games, beating Navy in South Bend. CJ Carr throwing 3 passing touchdowns. Jeremiah Love had 2 rushing touchdowns to boost that career touchdown total to 38, tied for 3rd most in school history, by the way. Notre Dame, they're going to try to keep the streak alive, taking on Pitt this weekend. Meanwhile, Pitt, they've rattled off 5 straight wins of their own, and it all comes to a head this coming week in college football. So let's welcome in Richard Johnson and Adam Breneman here. Now, earlier in the show, guys, we had Brad Crawford's CFP prediction. Notre Dame was in it. I know that's a big topic of conversation, but Richard, what would a win versus this Pitt team do for Notre Dame's resume?
People are being really weird about Notre Dame's college football playoff chances. It is very simple. If they win out, they are getting in the college football playoff. I don't really know how much clearer to explain it to people. At the end of the day, especially if they get past this Pitt team, it'll be another good win for them. It'll be a good win on their resume to stack with the USC win. That was a pretty good win for them. Yes, Notre Dame has 2 losses early in the season, one of them to Miami, which is looking a little bit shaky on the resume, but one to Texas A&M. That's a really good loss. If they win out, they're going to be in the college football playoff. Simple as that.
Yeah, this is a resume game for Notre Dame. They've done everything right they could possibly do since that 0-2 start. They've dominated 7 straight games. They passed the eye test really in every single way, but a win against a team like Pitt that's playing at the level they are would erase any question marks that really remain. I mean, there are only ranked wins against USC. That Miami loss early looks worse every week that Miami keeps struggling because the math is clear, as Richard said. Win out and they're in the playoff. A loss here and Notre Dame's out. So it may be a noon kick in Pittsburgh, but for Marcus Freeman and his team, this is a playoff elimination game.
Let's go to the Pitt side of things. You guys alluded to it, 5-0 since starting the season, 2-2. It's the longest active win streak among ACC teams right now. Adam, just how dangerous is this Pitt squad? Are they maybe underrated? Should we be talking about them more?
Yeah, this Pitt team's definitely underrated. This is not the same Pitt team that stumbled out of the gates earlier this season. This group's legit. Since their new quarterback, Mason Heinschel, took over, they've completely flipped the script on offense. 5 straight wins, now averaging 40 points a game since then. That is not smoke and mirrors for Pitt. This young quarterback has completely elevated their entire offense. And then on defense, you know Pat Narduzzi is going to have his guys playing physical Pitt vintage football. Aggressive, they stop the run. During this win streak they're on, they're holding teams to 21 points a game and under 100 rushing yards a game. That is elite. That's a winning formula, especially when you have an offense that can put points on the board like they can right now. So, listen, there's no better environment for this Pitt team to keep it rolling than a home game. You got Aaron Donald's jersey retirement. You got game day in town. If the Irish aren't sharp early in this game, Pitt's good enough to make this a really uncomfortable matchup.
Yeah, Adam makes a great point that the quarterback change is the shot in the arm that they had to have. Offensive coordinator Cade Bell is a really, really intriguing young coach, and they made the switch, and it has really paid off for them. They had some playmakers, but they needed a quarterback that would be consistent to give them an amount of explosiveness to take advantage of that. You haven't really thought about Pitt being an offensive juggernaut really probably since Kenny Pickett was around back in the COVID season in 2020 when they made a run to the ACC title. But at the end of the day now, Pitt's got it in gear, and they're putting September in the rear view.
So, Richard, who is your Pitt player to watch?
Player to watch for Pitt is Poppy Williams. I think at wide receiver, he's a really, really intriguing talent for them. Coming into this season, they needed to find somebody other than Desmond Reed to offer explosive on this team. And frankly, Reed has kind of been a little bit on the back burner as the other playmakers for Pitt has emerged, led by Williams, who is giving them a ton so far this season, is really helping that young quarterback. That's one of a young quarterback's best friend is a receiver like him who can be a really, really explosive threat.
Yeah, for Pitt on defense in this game, I'm going to go with Kyle Lewis, their linebacker. If Pitt's going to have a shot, Lewis has got to play out of his mind. He's been the heartbeat of this Pitt defense. He flies sideline to sideline. He can cover. He can blitz. He's got 2 sacks and 2 interceptions this season. And Kyle Lewis is going to be matched up against Jeremiah Love, Notre Dame's star running back, all afternoon. So that's the battle right there. Can this Pitt defense, can their middle linebacker, Kyle Lewis, stop the Notre Dame run game?
And with that, we're going to Notre Dame's running back room for the impact players to watch: Darian Price, Jeremiah Love. One guy has each. Adam, who are you rolling with for your impact player to watch here for Notre Dame?
In the biggest games, your best player's got to step up. I'm going with Jeremiah Love as the deciding factor in this game. He's 5th in the country right now in total rushing yards. And Jeremiah Love has given that stability to Notre Dame all season long. You go back to the USC game, the grinded out wins that have kept Notre Dame's season alive. Jeremiah Love has set the tone in those games. And this kind of stage is where your stars have to shine. It's a ranked road game. Playoff hopes on the line. This is where players like Jeremiah Love truly can build their Heisman moment. I'll be watching what Love does all afternoon.
Yeah, Adam, I've spoken to some NFL talent evaluators, I should say, who say it's not just Jeremiah Love in that running back room who could be playing the NFL run one day. It's Jadarian Price as well. Price is a bucket as a running back. He'd be RB1 on a lot of other teams. Jeremiah Love is just that good. But what Price is able to give you as well is he's able to help you in the third phase on special teams. He has 2 kicks returned for touchdowns so far this season. Marcus Freeman and Notre Dame, I know they hang their hat on defense with Freeman as a defensive coordinator by trade, but they've also been really good on special teams throughout Freeman's run. And Price has been giving them a real spark on special teams this season. So yes, he's able to spell Jeremiah Love a little bit coming out of the backfield, but he's also an explosive play and a threat to score in special teams so far this season. Really creates a dichotomy where they've got 2 really, really great backs in that running back room at Notre Dame.
Okay, gentlemen, it is game prediction time. We talked about it, ranked on ranked, a resume booster for Notre Dame. So Richard, how does it all shake out?
I think Notre Dame wins this game, but I do think it's close. It's closer than the 10.5-point spread may indicate. I think this is probably a 1-score game here where Notre Dame has to grind out a victory against a Pitt team that really wants to get this done in a massive home spot with a rabid crowd in Acrisure Stadium. So Notre Dame, close.
Yeah, this feels like a perfect storm for Pitt to pull it out, right? You got everyone in town, national television, after a 5-game heater they're on, but Notre Dame just has too much firepower. Notre Dame's got one of the best running back rooms in America, as Richard just said. It all runs through Jeremiah Love. The offensive line in the run game opens up everything for CJ Carr, their quarterback, and you can see this offense start to suffocate defenses with their balance and their tempo on offense. Yes, Pitt's a great story, and I think they do hang around early in this game, but over 4 quarters, Notre Dame's too physical. They're going to wear down this Pitt defense, and Marcus Freeman's team is going to keep their playoff dreams alive.
Adam, Richard, we certainly appreciated joining us for a Notre Dame Pitt preview, and the guys are in agreement. They think Notre Dame is going to come out on top in this matchup. All right, CBS Sports has got you covered for college football across multiple platforms. Make sure you check out our college football YouTube channel. You can subscribe right now by scanning that QR code you see right there on your screen.